The MCG test of the 2025-26 Ashes series was a historic first for Ben Stokes and Joe Root. The cornerstones of the England team for the past decade or so had never won a test match in Australia until today. And whilst that seems like a major thing, because truth be told, it is a major thing, it did leave a little bit of a bittersweet feeling in the mouth of Ben Stokes. Why I say that? Because he admitted after the game that the circumstances surrounding their first win were far from ideal due to the lopsided nature of the pitch favouring only the bowlers and not really bringing the batters into play. When speaking to the broadcasters after the game, here's what he had to say about the victory when quizzed about it. He said that honestly, it's not what you want. Yes, we got the win, but this is not what we want. The conditions were heavily sided to the bowlers, which is not ideal, and the game lasts less than 2 days. And again, there's nothing wrong in what it is he's saying. Surely, if you're Ben Stokes, if you're a Joe Root, if you're envisioning your first ever test win down under, you'd envision it being a hard slog, putting in the efforts, working hard, potentially having to save a match or actually get a big total in the last innings. Here they were looking to get 170 on an absolute minefield of a pitch. Don't get me wrong, it's still impressive. It is still, though, not what it is that they would have wanted. They just happened to ride out the conditions better than the Aussies, which is what gave them the win. As a sportsperson, it might feel a little bit hollow considering the conditions were so tilted towards the bowlers that the batters never really got much of a chance to make much of an impact. However, that didn't stop Stokes from focusing on the bigger picture side of things as well, because whilst the Ashes might be lost for England, him and McCullum were both saying that, look, the target now is simple. We need to win the next 2 tests and play for some pride. We want to actually give our fans something to cheer about because they've been great fans. We just weren't good enough in the first 3 tests. And well, that is exactly what the target remains heading into the last test. He said that, look, we've got 2 games left, whilst talking about this one as well, and said, and we want to leave here with 2 results. So our focus isn't going to change when we go to Sydney. Now, when he's saying 2 here, obviously he was misspeaking because he means that we had 2 games left prior to this test. Now there's only 1 less, but the focus isn't going to change when we go to Sydney. Right now, the focus remains on getting another win, ensuring the test series ends 3-2, which will at least put in a modicum of respectability to the loss, but won't take away from the fact that it is still a loss. Obviously, for many, the future of baseball and the test future, test captaincy future at least, of a Ben Stokes and the test coaching of a Brendan McCullum remains a bit up in the air. But at least they finally got themselves up on the scorecard. And a 3-2 still wouldn't be a bad result in the context of the fact that they'd lost the first Ashes series, or they'd lost the Ashes series in just about 11 days of Test cricket. Hardly ideal, but 3-2 losing is still a better way to lose than having lost 4-1 or potentially, which was a possibility before this test, 5-0. But what are your thoughts on what it is that Stokes had to say? Let us know so in the comments below, and don't forget as always to like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel, tap that bell icon, follow us on social media. We're on Instagram, X and Facebook, and stay tuned for more such updates from the world of sport.